There you go.
Okay, my intro for Wendy was going to be like this. Just listen to everything she has to say. And as far as I know, you haven't been to Virginia.
No, I have been, but not this.
Right. So can we give her a big fat Virginia is for lovers welcome?
Love it. I have that t-shirt in my room.
Virginia is for lovers. Yes, yes. And we're going to talk a lot about energy and love and vibrations. And for those of you that were not here this morning, Joe and Bo did an incredible job of kind of introing this year, 2024, as we got to change the energy, right? Okay, so for those of you that I don't know, my name is Cosette Lamborn. I just came out of an 8-year term of team leadership in the Chesapeake office down in coastal Virginia. Absolutely love, love, love. My heart is in the team leader role, and yet I'm loving stepping into the OP role. Now, as a team leader, over 8 years, not all 8 years, but when the KPA came out, I was obsessed with it, okay? And that's why when you said you got to raise your hand, I raised my hand and said, Joe, I've KPA'd probably more people than any other team leader. I would challenge it. I counted at least 500 KPA appointments that I've done since the KPA came out. And I do not know a tool that will enable you to connect with somebody in an hour's time over a year, 2 years, never years, right? And if you do it right, they say to seek first to understand before you are understood. And I would take it one deeper. To understand someone is to first put yourself in their shoes and try to see through their eyes before you decide how you see it, right? And just like Wendy said, everything is about relationships. Our value is being challenged right now, literally in courtrooms. And this year is going to be a super pivotal year. And if you do not deepen these connections and these relationships, you will not be in real estate. You will not be in relation with people. Who went to Vegas? Who went to family reunion? When I was on my flight to family reunion, I had a pipe burst in my kitchen and it flooded my house for 4 hours and the whole thing's got to be ripped out. Do you know the first phone call I made from Vegas? Because by the way, we have a little role reversal in my house. I'm the contractor. I called my plumber and I said, I don't care what it is, what it takes, or what it costs. I need you to go to my house. How many of your clients would say that about you as real estate agents? I don't care what it takes. Please go to my house and take care of my home and my family. I'm gone for 10 days or whatever days, and I need to know that it's taken care of, right? So the value you bring is about to get really, really challenged and heightened, and it's all gonna come down to relationships, okay? So, pressure test. Another thing we kind of talked about on the panel this morning. These conversations, these connections you have, they have to be built off of love, support, trust, and respect. Richie spoke on our panel this morning. We've already pressure tested this. There is no conversation I cannot have with this person because we have love, trust, respect, and support. And we know that it's a two-way street. All right? I want everybody to picture battery right now. What is every single battery in your car, in your remote, anywhere in your phones? What does every battery have?
Charger.
A plus and a minus, a positive and a negative, okay? We are in a world that only wants the positive. And the minute somebody exposes their negative, we shun them. We judge them. Every time an opinion is created, a division is formed. By the way, that's the problem with the world today. I try to stay in a place that is absent of judgment and opinion and stay in curiosity, right? Judgment and opinions are toxic and they create division every single time. You wear black, I wear red. Every opinion creates a division. So if we can come from curiosity, if we can come from understanding, if we can try to put ourselves in somebody else's shoes, because I'm sorry, I've never walked in your shoes, and that was an amazing story, and I was so glad to be here for it. And nobody's walked in my shoes, so nobody can say they understand exactly who I am and how I operate or think, right? And yet we have this incredible tool, better than the Myers-Briggs, better than like anything else I've ever seen, that can get you that much closer in 1 hour plus if it's a really good one, over any other tool on the planet, right? But you have to come in from a place of absent of opinion and judgment and just meet people where they're at, okay? So we have all seen this. I think the very first recruit I ever had, I'm like, oh, this is you, and you know 5 people, and then this person knows 5 people, and this is how we build a database, right? And all of a sudden we have a dandelion, and I love gardening, so. Well, what's wrong with this? This is the past, okay? This is transactional business. These are data points. There is nothing relational about this. So today, before Wendy goes into her presentation, I want to give you a different visual. I'm a very visual thinker. It's how my brain operates. And I want to give you a visual, and I want you to change the way you look at your database. All right? What does this look like? Circuit board. Boom. It's a circuit board. What'd you say this morning, Joe? Energy. Energy is electric. Guess what? If you don't have a negative and a positive charge, there's no spark, right? Military. All you boys, I never served in the military. I was a military brat, and I swore I'd never marry one because I don't like to be alone. But when you've been in the trenches with someone, there's a deeper connection. When you've been to hell and back with somebody, there's a deeper connection, right? So here we have, let's say this green guy's me. Where's my Quentin?
He just left.
Oh, shame on him. So let's say this green person is me. There you are. I love you. Let's say this green person's me because I like the way that person looks. And we're going to say this blue guy over here is Quentin. Now, somehow in Las Vegas, because Quentin's an experienced person, and I absolutely love and get down with that, he created a situation where we got to have a home-cooked meal with lobster and London broil in Las Vegas. In this dinner, I had a very, very, very deep conversation with a Quentin, with a Joe Martin, and with a Cheyenne. Where's Cheyenne? Raise your hand. Cheyenne, you have all of my left heart. These connections cannot be broken. These memories cannot be broken. Now down here, we've got some other agents that I was there with. Now, when I got back from Las Vegas and I was going through my, it's fast and furious. Go through your phone, you look at the pictures, you look at the text, and you're like, who did I meet, right, Drew? And I realized I counted 28, and hold that thought. I counted 28 connections that I made between 2 people. And it went like this. Hey, Chase Womack, text blast. You need to know Ryan Butler, and this is why y'all need to be friends. 28 times this happened. Do you know what happens after that? Anybody heard of compound interest? Guys, your relationships are alive. They are moving. They are energy. They are positive and negative flowing. And if you can't receive and give, then you have a lost connection. This is what the KPA is about. This is what the CV process is about. If you're in a world with people that are opinionated and judgmental, get out of it. They're toxic. It'll wreck your whole soul, right? I almost did this, but I didn't want to wreck my board. If I took a pair of scissors and I clipped one of these, guess what happens to the board? There's a chasm. It breaks. Again, compound interest. Now, I'm a math person. Hi, I'm Cosette. I'm a high C. She's a high D. We'll get along great. But if you clip one of these connections, half the board goes dead. It's not just one connection. They're all connected. So if we are going to conquer the future, it's going to come through this. It's going to come through the connections that you have with other people. And it's going to come through the relationships that you build. And guess what? By the end of 2024 and 2025, probably 50% of the agents are going to be out of the business. There's going to be a lot more Uber drivers, and love them. I rely on them a lot. But the people that are going to survive in this industry and in this future are going to be the ones that know how to deepen these relationships. Now, We've been known for a long time for our KW culture. And guess what? Earlier today, it was on this big, beautiful thing up here that Joe put together, WI4C2TES. And if you don't know what that is, shame on you. You better learn it and memorize it. But guess what? That's a piece of paper that somebody gave us. And it's up to us to define it, and it's up to us to grow it, and it's up to us to mold it into the future. We define the culture of Keller Williams. And I think it needs a little refreshing, because you know how things get desensitized? It's like the word awesome, right? By definition, it means you're in awe of something. We're like, hey man, your chair is awesome, your popcorn's awesome, my blanket's awesome, everything's awesome. It's desensitized. So we need to undesensitize culture in our company, and I think we need to give it a little bit new word. We talked about energy and vibrations this morning. So hey, we've been known as the KW culture in the world. I think it's time we be known for the KW vibe, right? No other company has a vibe, and nobody else connects the way that we do. So before we go into this afternoon, and I want you guys to have a fresh visual on the relationships and the database that you have and the relationships that you have, I want to do a quick little vibration exercise. Are you guys in? Okay. All right, this is what we're going to do. I want everybody to close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath in. Stay with deep breaths. I want you to take your left hand, and I want you to put it on your heart. Left hand on your heart. I want you to picture, again, visual, I want you to picture something that brings you 1000% pure love, pure joy, and pure happiness. And by the way, it's probably not your children. They come with responsibility and worry and all those things. For me, I freaking love my cat. She's amazing and she loves me so much. And it makes me so happy. Picture something that does nothing but bring your heart pure love and joy. Now, y'all can't see yourselves, but most of you are smiling right now. Just feel that for a minute. And the entire room, the entire vibration in this energy field will be raised. Now take another deep breath in. And when you let that out, I want you to hold that feeling that you have in your chest right now. And I want you to give it all to Wendy. And I want you to receive every bit of this technical workbook that you're about to have. But I want you to have a different visual and a different viewpoint of how we're going to move into the future. All right. Now everybody breathe in one more time. And let it go.
Thank you. Wow. I did not know that was going to happen. Awesome. Thank you, Kazette.
You're welcome.
So I haven't